Morning, grade 5s and 6s. I'm glad you could join me today, and this video is actually really important, so I hope you watch it all the way through and get reminded on how to do 2-digit by 2-digit multiplication, because this topic is quite hard. It's easy to forget and make mistakes. So we're going to start out with 1-digit by 1-digit. I'm sure you guys all remember how to do this. You just do 3 times 2 and then 3 times 4. So 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 4 is 12, so your answer is 126. Here's another one. 8 times 9 is first, and then 8 times 6 is second. So 8 times 9 is 72. You write the 2 down and carry the 7 up. Then you go 6 times 8 plus 7. Okay, so you do the 6 times 8, just the way you were multiplying before, and then you add the 7. You guys should hopefully all remember how to do this, but just in case you don't, that's what we're doing it. So 6 times 8 is 48, plus 7 makes 50, 48, 5 it should be. Yeah, okay? No, sorry, 48. That was a mistake. No, it's not. I was right. Okay. All right. So that's really simple. You know how to do this already. You just do this number right here, the number in the ones place times the number in the ones above and the number in the tens above. Now, once you get to multiplication of 2-digit numbers, you have to do this twice, okay? So the first thing is we do the number in the ones place times both of the numbers in the top, both of them, all right? We pretend this 2 doesn't exist right now, okay? We just ignore it, pretend it doesn't exist. So 1 times 8 is 8, 1 times 4 is 4. Perfect, okay? Now we are ready to move on. So now we pretend this 1 doesn't exist, and we have to do the 2 times both numbers on the top. The thing here that's really important, though, is that we leave this space blank. Because this 2 is here, okay, we have to start our writing there. So 2 times 8 is 16. We write the 6 and we carry the 1. And you see how we've left this empty? Now I usually put a 0 in it because that way I remember and I don't write something there by accident that I'm not supposed to write. Okay? And then we go 2 times 4, which is 8. Okay? So for the first column, for this one right here, we did 1 times 8 and then 1 times 4. And then for the second one, we did 2 times 8 and then 2 times 4. Do you see how both of these numbers touch both of the numbers on top? This number touches both of the numbers on top. Very important. And then leaving this place value here, super important. Then we just add these two numbers together and we get 8, 10, 1, 9. So we get the answer 908, just like that. Okay? Basically what you're doing, just if this helps you at all, is you're doing 48 times 1 and 48 times 20. See, 48 times 1 would be for that 1, and 48 times 20 would be for that 2. Okay? That's what you're doing. So if that helps you keep things straight in your head, that's simple enough. If the 48 times 20 is confusing you, you can say it's 48 times 2, but the 2 is pushed over so that it's in this place value right here. Okay, so that you just put the 0 down and then you do the 2. So this here is again 16. That makes a 9. Oh, whoops. This should be a 9. My bad. Okay. So 4 times 2 is 8, 9. So see, 960, 960. This one is just 48. So 48, 48. And then you just add those two together, which gives you 1008. 1008. Okay? So let's do another one. So remember, you do both digits on the bottom. Sorry, you do 1 digit on the bottom times both digits on the top, and then you repeat. So 7 times 3 is 21. Carry the 2. 7 times 3 is 21 plus 2, so it's 23. So that was, what we just did there was 33 times 7, and that gave us 231. And then, now that we're done that, we do 4 times both numbers at the top. Every time it's always times both numbers. And again, I'm just going to remind you, because the 4 is in the tens place, the first digit I write is in the tens place. So I'm going to write a 2 there because 4 times 3 is 12. And I'm just going to carry the 1. I'm going to cross out that 2 so I don't get confused because that 2 belonged to the 7 section, not the 4 section. And then I'm going to go 3 times 4 is 12 plus 1 is 13. So I'm going to write 13 there. So what I did there was 33 times 40. Okay? And that gave me 100 and, whoops, didn't move quite far enough over. 132, and of course this is a 0 here because that's just holding that place value. It's keeping that place value. It's making sure my 2 is pushed over where it belongs to be. And then I just add these together. So my answer is 1,551. And the same thing here, if I add those, I get 1,551. So it's just 2 ways of doing the same thing. This is obviously the faster way because you don't have to rewrite everything. Okay, but you've got to remember that your bottom number multiplied by both top numbers, then this bottom number multiplied by both top numbers, and remember to push that 0 over. Critically important. Okay, I'm going to do one more, but I'm not going to explain as much again here. All right, so 4 times 8 is 32. Write the 2 down, carry the 3. 4 times 6 is 24, plus 3 is 27. Then I'm going to put my 0 to hold the place. I'm just going to erase these arrows now because now I'm doing 2 times both of them. 2 times 8 is 16. I'm going to put the 6 down. I'm going to carry the 1. I'm going to cross out that 3 because I've already used it. That's done. I used it when I did the 6 times 4 plus 3. And now I go 6 times 2 is 12 plus the 1 I have up there is 13. I write it down and I have my math. And I just have to add at the end. This shouldn't be a new idea for any of you, so you shouldn't have any trouble with this. All right, so when it comes to this work here, okay, this is the grade 5 worksheet right here. This is simple multiplication here. You'd lay it out exactly the way I did it. So in this section right here, you've got the times 5 work. In this section right here, you have the times 2 work. And then this here, you have your answer after you've added it all together. So plus sign there. Okay, and you just keep doing that. Now these ones down here, I have to see your work. If I do not see your work, I will assume that you used a calculator and I will mark it wrong. So what does that mean for you? That means you can write it on the edges of your sheets. You can write like your equation here and here and here and here. You can write really small and put it in here and in here and in here. You can do that. You can put it on a blank new paper, and then when you take a photograph to submit your work, you can just send me the photograph of your extra work as well. Okay? But you have to show me your work. You must. It's a requirement. All right, down here, it says round. All right, round, estimate. So you're estimating to the tens. You all know how to do that, but I'm just going to show you an example of that. All right, so 49 estimated to 50, 28, that one estimates to 30. Following the rules, remember the 8 tells the 2 to get bigger. All right, so here we have, now the easiest way to answer this is there's 2 zeros. So I'm just going to put 2 zeros, and then 3 times 5 is 15. And there's your answer. Okay? And you have to do the second page as well, grade 5s. Look at the assignment to see whether you do both pages or only the front page. All right? But make sure this front page for sure is done. But check the assignment. All right. Grade 6s, you have pretty much exactly the same thing. I'm going to say the same thing here for you as I did for the grade 5s, which is show your work. If I can't see your work, it will be marked wrong. I will not accept calculator work, and the only way I know whether you used calculator or not is if I can see your work. So down here, this one is really the hardest part, okay? And I am going to walk through one of these with you, but I want you to try and do the other one. So in this case, we have a 0, all right? So we'd have to go 5 times what number will give us something with a 0 here, right? Now, the thing is it's many possibilities. It could be, you could get 10, you could get 20, 30, 40, all of those work with 5, don't they? So the question is, which of those do you need? It could be 5 times 2 equals 10, carry the 1. It could be 5 times 4 equals 20, carry the 2. You get what I'm saying? You could go 5 times 6 equals 30, carry the 3, write the 0 down, carry the 3 up. So the question is this next step here. How does this work? 5 times 2 is 10, but we have 13. So it looks like by pure accident, I actually stumbled on the right thing here. Okay, so 5 times 2 is 10, plus 3 is 13. So this has to be a 3. Well, if this is a 3, that means this number is a 30. So this is a 6. 5 times 6 equals 30. So we tried it out and we figured it out. I could have very easily stopped at the wrong thing. Let's say I thought it was a 1 here. No, sorry, a 2. Let's say I thought it was a 2. And I go 5 times 2 is 10, carry the 1. 5 times 2 is 10 plus 1 is 11. Oh, that doesn't work. So I've got a mistake. I better fix that one. Try something else. All right. So by accident, I actually had you on the right one. So it's a 6. 5 times 6 is 30. Carry the 3. 5 times 2 is 10 plus 3 is 13. This is all good now. Yay. All right. Now we go again. Okay. So the first thing now is I can see here that when I add this number and this number together, I get a 0, which means this number has to be a 0. There's no choice in the matter, right? Let me actually do it in a different colored ink. I think it will help. This has to be a 0. Okay? So, since that has to be a 0, I now know 6 times whatever number, I didn't mean to erase that, it erased itself. 6 times whatever number this is going to have a 0 in the ones place. So if I look at my 6 times table, I got 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48, 54, and 60. Okay, so it's actually, I've already solved this. I can't use 60 because 60 is 6 times 10, which is a 2-digit number. I can't put a 2-digit number in there. That's nonsense. So this one is not possible. The only other number with a 0, sorry, I should really restart this recording because I'm all messed up here, but this isn't actually, ignore what I just said, okay? None of that was right. I'm just going to erase these. Okay. None of that was right, and I should restart, but I'm not going to because I've already well into this video. All right, so this 0 right here, this 0, is the same as the holding the place value 0 up here that we were talking about. This 0. Or this 0. This 0 right here. So that 0 doesn't help us solve anything, okay? So now what we're doing is we're trying to figure out what number times 6 gives us a 2 in the ones place, because this is where we go. This one we can ignore. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't add anything. It's just blah, okay? So we could use the number 12, or we could use the number 24. Nothing else has a 2, so none of the rest of these are useful for us, okay? So either we're going to go 6 times 2, or we're going to go 6 times 7. So let's try 6 times 2. 6 times 2 is 12. Write the 2, carry the 1. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. Perfect, that's right. So that was that simple. If we had tried 7 first, then we would have had 7 times 6 is 42, carry the 4, 7 times 2 is 14, plus 4 is 18. Well, that doesn't match at all, so that wouldn't have worked, okay? So that's how you do those. You just check and make sure that your numbers are all working, okay? So now this one is good, so now we can just add to finish up our numbers, okay? That's simple. So I've answered this one for you. The other one I'd like you to manage on your own. Okay, have fun with the math work, guys. Bye.